could hear yelling. As I got closer, it just got louder. I could hear things like, "This virus is your fault. Go back to China." My brain kept saying to turn around and go home, but my legs kept going faster. I flung open Mr. Lee's backyard door and ran down the narrow pathway. I could hear punches and kicks landing. I heard Mr. Lee calling out for help. I turned the corner to see a young man beating Mr. Lee, who was lying on the floor. At that moment, it's like I blanked out and woke up seconds later, bashing this guy's head with Mr. Lee's metal sign. I must have looked ridiculous in my homemade rain suit. I honestly don't know how I was able to move so fast in that thing. The guy was now bleeding and pulling at my suit. I could feel the seams tearing. He pulls my headpiece off and sees me. I couldn't help thinking what he must have thought to see that it was a crazy little Filipino woman bashing his head with a metal sign. He got up and took off. I ripped off the rest of my suit and started chasing after him. What was little me going to do? I don't know. But somehow, I was going to catch this asshole. And then it happened. The timing couldn't be more perfect. The sun hid behind the clouds. I stopped in my tracks and started sprinting home. I kept telling myself, "You're not far. You have to get home to your son. You can't get caught in the rain." You ever get caught at the edge of a rainstorm, where you can actually see the line where the rain stops and you're on the dry side? Well, it felt like I was being chased by the rain. I could hear it behind me, but it hadn't hit me yet. I was sweating and started getting delirious. Was I wet from sweat or rain? I headed to my back door where there was a bathroom right inside the door. Once I reached cover, I stripped off my clothes and left them outside, still clutching onto my cell phone. I ran to the bathroom, jumped into the bathtub, turned on the water, and started scrubbing my entire body with soap. I heard my baby boy crying upstairs in the bedroom where I lock him up while I do the grocery runs. It's a new world, and clearly he's better off inside than going out with me. I turn off the water and reach for my cell phone to call my neighbor to let him know that I'm about to die and to please take care of my son. I had already left him a copy of my keys, and I made him promise to take care of him if I died. He laughed at me at the time. I sat naked in my bathtub, my skin red from scrubbing way too hard, cell phone in hand, waiting for that moment. That same moment my husband knew it was over for him. A rush of images flooded my mind. I saw my son growing up in this new world without me. All the shit he'd have to go through alone. I started panicking. I felt myself burning up. There was pressure in my chest, and it felt like my throat was closing up.